Hey there, and welcome to the Locker Room. Coach Giggs here, and today's message, overcoming the odds. Overcoming the odds. Have you ever been faced with something where you feel like in your mind and you're saying it's slim to none whether I'm going to get this done, or someone else told you it's slim to none whether you're going to get this accomplished or not? Basically, at that moment, really what you were looking at is odds that were overwhelming. And I want to encourage you in this locker room today to develop a formula for overcoming these odds. And let me share with you some examples of people who've done this. Helen Keller, as an example, was born deaf, dumb, and blind. And she was told that there was very little, if anything, that she could ever do with it. And so she would remain her entire life deaf, dumb, and blind. Question: do you know who Helen Keller is? I think the whole world knows who Helen Keller is because she overcame the odds. I'll come back in a minute and share with you what I believe are the reasons. Michael Jordan, he was kicked off of his high school basketball team. That's right. The coach told him, you might want to do something else in your career because basketball is not your thing. Well, tell that to Michael today. Did he overcome the odds? He not only overcame those odds, he's the standard by which every other ball player now measures their success. My mother is one of those individuals who overcame the odds. When I was 12 years old, my daddy had a stroke, and 2 years later, my mother would be told that she would have cancer and that her chances of survival were very slim. Well, my mother had surgery, radical mastectomy, lymph node removal. My mother has been through hell and back. I just told you, been through hell and back because she's still alive. She beat those odds. She's 85 years old and still going strong. Another example of beating the odds. Personally, when I graduated, and I might add barely graduated high school because daddy had a stroke and mama had cancer, I got into trouble, okay? All right, I can't run for office. I did some things that I'm not exactly proud of. But what does that mean? It just meant that I had something to overcome. I had some odds to overcome. So I went to Florida. I moved in with my uncle, and I started a career in sales. And from there, my life would take off. And today, when I go to a high school reunion of mine, most of those individuals look at me and say, can't believe that you did what you did. I overcame the odds. And so life is filled with people who overcome insurmountable odds. Would you like to be one of them? Of course you would. And I'd like to give you some tips right now on how you can be one of those people who overcomes the odds. Number one, don't listen to people who tell you what you can't do. Ever. Never. I don't care who it is, unless God himself appears before you, and even then you're going to have to call me and prove to me that God actually spoke to you. Don't let anyone tell you what you can't do and what you can't overcome. That's rule number one of everyone who's ever overcome all these odds. Second tip, hold on to your dreams. You see, sometimes when you're going through these challenges, like my mother did, like Helen Keller, like Michael, like myself and so many, it's hard to hold on because the odds are against us. But I want to encourage all of you today in this locker room to know that you were made with the same material that Michael and all these others were made with. God did not put special blood and skin and bones into these individuals. So you have that same power. All you have to do is hold on to your dreams in spite of what you see in front of you. So that's tip number two. And my final tip and advice to you is get around people who have overcome their own challenges and obstacles in life. What I have found is as I get around these individuals, like Mr. Rappaport, the founder of our company, his parents were exiled to Siberia. They were in a concentration camp. They landed in Texas. His father sold blankets in a push cart, and Bernard ended up working in a jewelry store. Well, the chances of him starting and building an international company were slim to none, but that's exactly what he did. And so being around Mr. Rappaport was inspiring to me because I could see somebody who actually was motivated enough to not allow setbacks and obstacles to tear away at his belief in his dreams. And so that's the message today, gang. Let's beat the odds. Let's not listen to people who tell us what we can't do. Let's hold on to our dreams. Let's get around other people who've held on to their dreams because they'll inspire you. Let's do this, and we'll be living our best life and overcoming all of the odds. We'll see you tomorrow in the locker room. Bye-bye.
If you know someone you feel has a special story to tell or life to share, please email Eric directly, and he will reach out to you and or this individual, even if you think this person is you. And by the way, if you've enjoyed and feel the Daily Locker Room has served as an inspiration in your life, why not share it with a friend by sending them the daily message?